You know, the progressives are trying to shove diversity everywhere to the point where the word diversity freaking irked me. Now, you might be thinking, oh, come on, are you seriously irked by this one innocuous word? Look, I'm open for a more diverse working place. But you can't force people to do it, okay? When I say diverse, I mean minorities have the chance to prove themselves to take a higher position from a society in which they're not the majority. And we're living in that world right now. We have tons of successful people who identify as a minority. People have the chance to prove themselves that they're good. However, forcing diversity without considering someone's merit is wrong, okay? Call for diversity can actually go freaking ballistic to the point of absolute insanity. I cannot believe for a second that the following news actually happened in a university, an educative environment where you are supposed to learn about something. So let's just get straight to the news. So, in the news today, University of Southern California canceled an all-star games industry event panel for not including women in any of their panels. You can't be serious, right? You can't be serious, right? You're promoting diversity in the sense that you want people to not have the wrong genitalia or the wrong skin. Screw you! Seriously, most people in America are white. Most people who play video games are males. Most people in America are straight. How does all of that freaking matter? They don't say anything to someone's character. Like, these men, they're not trying to represent the freaking world. Oh, they didn't promote diversity and inclusion within the USC games family. Well, duh! They're trying to inform people about video game stuff, not representing your freaking family. What, game developers are lawyers now? If the people who know about these stuffs are males, so let them be males. They can't control what genitals they were born with or what skin color they were born with. I mean, do you think that these people can just open up the console, type in show race menu, and take a freaking preset? You know, when this kind of thing happened, I can't help but to shove Haruhi Fujioka to say the most blatantly obvious.
Listen, Senpai, I don't really care whether you guys recognize me as a boy or a girl. In my opinion, it's more important for a person to be recognized for who they are rather than for what sex they are.
It's so blatantly obvious. And people miss this somehow. There are people who just ignore this. There are people who just freaking miss this. I don't know how, but goddamn, I hate diversity when they do it this way. I hate it when they decided to ignore people's merits and hire people because they're different than the typical straight white cis male. As if being a straight white cis male is a bad thing now.
Yeah, if you're white.
And a man, and straight, and...
Okay, I got the point.
In fact, if you're a straight white cis male in the campus environment, you're gonna get a free slap. You want diversity? Might as well add diversity to everything. I mean, for God's sake, the sewage workers are lacking women. Look at those freaking sewage workers, man. They're so goddamn white. They're so goddamn male. They're so goddamn cis. Wouldn't it be nice if we see a tranny black female right there somewhere? In other news, the game developer that made a game that successfully nailed the position in my worst games of 2015 list. No, not that one. Yes, that one, called CD Projekt Red Sexist because of this picture. I honestly thought that Sunset's game developers were a bunch of assholes, but damn. Calling someone a sexist for putting a picture of a female actress doing her job? Because of course they're sexist. Just look at the poor female. She's being tied up in chains. She doesn't want to be right there. That poor female is being oppressed by the patriarchy. She needs freaking saving from the white knights of Chinese room to get out of their freaking bondages. Look, if you think that this picture is wrong, keep in mind that these actresses are being put like that because they have a signed contract confirming their consent on doing these jobs. If you cannot understand the basic rule of photo models, actresses, and contracts, Chinese room, read a freaking book. Oh, and make games that actually have a story that wasn't a ripoff of an awful Doctor Who episode. Oh, and at Chinese room, they're also the same guys who called Konami sexist because of Quiet, to the point of comparing her portrayal to Nazi propaganda. For God's sake.
Bravery is by far the kindest word for stupidity, don't you think?
So in the celebration of that, I'm gonna play some Metal Gear Solid 5. Be very, very triggered. So in short, people can't use show race mainly to change their genitalia or change their skin color. So don't get them out there just because they're white males. I mean, freaking seriously? Name calling is only gonna make you the bigger asshole, especially when you're crying sexism. Jesus Christ, last week was stupid. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.